Caucasus Mountains. He was driven up there. He's really from the land of Edom, because when you go back in ancient times, there was no such thing as a so-called white person.
No, there wasn't.
That doesn't exist. What they were, they're red.
I know.
They're the Edomites. They're actually a nationality.
Edomites, not Eden. Edomites.
That's what I said. Edomites.
Yeah.
They're Edomites. Okay. They're the house of Rothschild. All them high-level Jews.
Yeah, I know.
They know that they're of the house of Esau. Okay. So at the end of the day, all of the Edomites, they're all going down. They're going into slavery underneath the children of Israel, which are the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man. They're the children of Israel.
Hispanics.
Not just the so-called white men. These Arabs are going into slavery, and these Africans.
That's why they run all the time and they're spending all the time. They keep spending because they know they're running straight into hell.
They're going into slavery. All them nations had a hand in bringing our people down. Now, with that being said, you got Africans that are not really Africans. They're really Israelites. There are people, but still among them so-called Africans, which are the Hamites. You got so-called white people that you look at them, they look like a so-called white man. They look like a so-called white man, but your nationality is based upon your seed. See, we deal with the Bible. When you go back to the Bible tells you about the seed. So the seed comes from the man. You understand where I'm coming from? So you might see a so-called white man and assume that, okay, he's a white man, but he's not really a so-called white man because his forefather was an Israelite.
I know.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Do you know, you follow NBA?
National Basketball Association.
Yeah, you follow that? You know a guy named Jason Kidd?
No, that's my name.
There's a, who else can I say? Blake Griffin. You ever seen that guy named Blake Griffin?
That's my cousin, that's my sister's cousin, Professor Griffin. Reginald Griffin.
No, Blake Griffin, the
no,
NBA
but they're all
guy.
related. Eddie Griffin and Professor Griffin are cousins.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Blake Griffin.
I'll have a look for him.
Oh, who can I say? That's okay. I'll give you an example. Ryan Giggs.
Yeah.
Ryan Giggs is not a white man.
I know, he's Welsh like me.
He's not Welsh. He's a so-called black man. He's an Israelite. Okay, but he looks like a so-called white man because his mother's white. So that's what it is. So this whole thing is really about nationality.
Yeah, I know. It's not about racism.
It's not
nationality.
Well, nationality is race.
It's about race, it ain't about colour.
But it's not really about colour, because you got people with the same skin colour as me, but they're a completely different nationality.
Yeah, because there's Nubian, there's Negro.
Well, there's no such thing as Negro.
Nazarite.
Negro means dark, and Nazarite is a vowel. Those are all four. Those are not nationalities. Nationalities is based upon men, based upon your forefathers. There was no man named Nazarite, and there was no man named Nubia. Nubia was an area of land which was inhabited by Mizraimites, Egyptians, Mizraim. Okay, because Ham had four sons. He had Put, he had Cush, which is where you get them so-called Ethiopians. They know that they're the children of Cush, but they were called Ethiopians by the Greeks. You had Mizraim.
I'm gonna sit down.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, sure.
You had wow. You had Mizraim, which is where you get the Egyptians. The Egyptians weren't called Egyptians. Egyptian is a Greek term from Egyptos, which means bondage.
So they put him in bondage, basically.
Well, the reason is because when they went to Greece and they saw all the great buildings, they said this place must have been built on bondage. So they called them Egyptos, Egypt, or Egyptians. But their actual name, their biblical name is Mizraim, because they're the children of Mizraim. And man, that's their nationality.
So what do you think of the King James Version? Has it been corrupted or is it the truth? I think it's the truth.
The King James Version is a translation from another language. If you want the true meaning, you have to go back to the original language. But it's the best you can get in English.
Amen.
You understand?
Greek, Hebrew, Aramaic.
Exactly, because like I said to you, if you read it in the King James, it's going to say Egypt, right? But in the Hebrew, it's actually Mizraim, Matazarium. Okay? So the Nubians were part of that lower Egypt, upper Egypt thing. They were Mizraim. That's who they were. They were of the children of Mizraim.
What about the Americas? It's not mentioned in the Bible, is it? And neither is Britain.
Britain,
it was Brittany first.
Yeah, Brittany, which was they named that from the Romans named it that, but there weren't no people. See, what you gotta understand is, if you gotta understand the world, Bypass all the bullshit names and terms. Negro, those are all bullshit. You gotta go back to Genesis, the 10th chapter, and you read about.
Before the earth was divided, Peleg.
Right, you read about the different nations. Now, like I said, Noah had 10 sons. It's going to tell you Genesis 10 and 1. Now, these are the generations of the sons of Noah. You had Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth were Gomer, Magog, Madai, Yavan, which is where you get Greece. Greece wasn't originally called Greece. Originally, Greece was called Yawan. You understand? Same with Spain. Spain wasn't originally called Spain or Espanol.
Tarshish, yeah.
It was called Tarshish. Who was Tarshish? One of the sons of Japheth. Because the children of Japheth migrated up into Europe and they colonized Europe. So all the different places like Ashkenaz were named after which them so-called Jews, the fake ones, they call themselves Ashkenazi Jews because after they migrated out to Georgia, they migrated into the Ashkenazi lands.
Is that Arkansas you're talking about?
No, not Arkansas. Ashkenaz is like around Germany. Before it was known as Germany, it was known as the Ashkenaz because the Ashkenazi people lived there.
They're the fatherland people and Africa the motherland people.
Africa ain't no motherland. That's all bullshit. First of all, the motherland, the original land there where people lived going back to Adam was Israel. Africa ain't no motherland. That's all bullshit. The people, after the flood, the ship landed in the Middle East. Then the Hamites, which is going to tell you about, basically the sons of Japheth, the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Rephath, Togarmah. Then you had different sons of Yawan, Elishai and Tarshish, Kittim,
Can we go back a
Doadim.
bit to 67, yeah? What happened to our music then? Why has our music always been exploited and
Yeah, because we're in slavery.
bastardized?
Because we're in slavery.
How do
If
we
you-
emancipate ourselves completely?
We can't emancipate. First of all, the term emancipation doesn't mean to be free.
What does it mean?
The word emancipation means to go from ownership from under one person to another. That's why they had the Emancipation Proclamation. All that meant was you were no longer going to be a slave down south. You can come up north and be a slave. Okay? The only way our people are going to bring ourselves out of this slavery, that's why we have a savior. Because Jesus Christ is the savior of Israel. We ain't going to emancipate ourselves. If we could, we would have done it by now. The reason why our music is on the, not only our music, all our ideas, all of these
films,
technologies
our fashion,
is
our technology,
but-
our star travel and our sea travel. Because if you can master the stars and the sea, boss, you've basically done more or less everything.
Of course. Well, we're going to get that in the kingdom. Now, let me get you a quick curse. This is Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 15th verse. It said, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." Right? So our people, the so-called Negroes, that's why we say so-called, because that's just
I know.
bullshit.
So-called
The
black
so-called
people that
Negroes.
sell out and kill each other.
The so-called.
Step upon women and slap them up.
Well,
Abuse children,
all that
drink
stuff.
their blood and that. Join the Illuminati.
all them
knowingly.
niggas, they're really Israelites. The Negro in America, they're really the tribe of Judah. The Negro in the West Indies, they're really the tribe of Benjamin. The Negro in Haiti, they're really the tribe of Levi. The Hispanics, you know, all the different South American
Latinos,
tribes,
Latin America.
they're really Israelites. The so-called white man knows that.
Being wickedly evil to their own people.
Of course, because they're Israelites. Israel is a wicked. We're a wicked. Why you think we're in slavery? We went into
wickedness
slavery
we
because
did.
of the wickedness we did. But they're the same people as us. That's why they suffer the same things we do. They live in the same ghettos we live in.
Slums and have to do opium to get something or voodoo.
Because they're Santa Maria and all that.
Santeria, yeah. I know
Because
about that.
they're Israelites. The Mexican, the Aztecs, they were Israelites. When they first went over, because when you read the Bible tells you that you had the 10 tribes of Israel, Issachar, Ephraim, they left the land of Assyria because they were in captivity in Assyria, and they crossed the waters and went over onto a land where no man had ever dwelt.
So wait a minute. How come the Aryan man, yeah? The Aryan Jewish man? Because I'm
There
sure
ain't no
it's
such thing as an Aryan, man.
okay, how comes this German man then I think, no, from Warspike or whatever, how come this man Alan Levine made so much money out of Satanism? And
Because he's a devil.
Yeah, I get that. Oh, then again, it is what it is. Rumorless wife. It is what it is. He's a devil.
He's a devil.
Same thing with Aleister Crowley. It is what
Aleister
it is.
Crowley, he's an Edomite. The devils. This is their world. This is their world. This is their time to rule. They're gonna be rich. They're gonna have money. But now they're going down.
I know.
You
They're
understand?
getting exposed on the internet all the time. People
That's
are
in the
preaching.
Bible.
And well, yeah, because it says in Daniel, the knowledge of man shall increase.
Well, that's going into all the different technologies, but this exposure is going into Obadiah, the first chapter. How are the hidden things of Esau sought out? Because the so-called white man is Esau.
So wait a minute, there was Esau and Jacob.
Exactly.
Jacob have I love, Esau have I hated.
That's
He
the
sold
so-called
out his
white
thing
man.
for like one pottage was lentils, you know.
That's it. That's the
Instead of
so-called.
cooking it for himself.
But it wasn't lentils. It was meat. It had lentils in it, but it was red meat. But it was raw. Which proves to you that that's talking about the so-called white man because he likes to eat his meat like that.
The steak. I know. The
Exactly. So that's the reason why you see them. The whole reason why the so-called white man is at the top of the world is all biblical prophecy.
Yeah, of course it is.
Because it was prophesied that they were going to rule the world, but they're going to go down.
No, but the first shall be last and the last shall be first.
Exactly.
And
We're last. So we're going to come into the
Yeah, I
kingdom.
know.
So you got the Hispanics and all that. There are
I'm tired of
brothers
people
too.
talking about that chip, you know, because that's not helping. Because it's obvious, innit? If you see fire, yeah, and you have water next to you, yeah, you want to go for a swim, which one do you go in? You go in the water, innit?
Yeah.
And water's life, innit? Without no water, there's no animals drinking, there's no money being printed, there's no crops growing, there's no like birds like water. Obviously, that's how they clean themselves. So why are people stepping into the fire and chip? Because you know that's gonna get you put in the abyss. You
You're
know
talking about the mark of the beast,
Yeah, exactly.
which is
And
the
they're all talking
RFID
about-
chip.
Yeah, the chip,
See,
the chip.
even this brother knows it's the chip. But you see,
The Val drink, the monster drink, who's that owned by? Barack Obama. The RFID chip, who owns the copyright for that? Barack Obama.
well, you know what? Obama is nothing but a puppet anyway.
Of course he is, man. He's got backing from the 9 men, the Council 300s.
Yeah,
it looks
because
nice
he's
still.
a puppet. The world is still being run by the super elite.
And he's Her Majesty's cousin as well, and David Cameron and Tony Blair, who
Of
are
course,
first cousins.
of course, because it's all that part of that bloodline of Esau,
Yeah, of course it is.
of Edom.
Listen, her first relative in Europe, yeah, was a man known as Vlad the Impaler. You never guess what colour he was. He was black. And you know why he sold himself out? Because they killed his white wife. He sold his soul to the devil.
Well, all them niggas back in the dark ages were going off. That's why they were brought
exactly.
down. But
And who's
whether or
her
not-
youngest relative? Her youngest relative was from Arabia, and they called him King George because he killed dragons and they made him a pope.
Well, King, you caught talking about Gregory. Oh, King George was an Israelite.
You see?
Them dudes, they're related to them people, but not through their father. This is
I
what you
know.
gotta understand. Back in the
Mix
dark
up that
ages,
line thing.
our people were ruling.
I know.
They destroyed
That's
our
why they
royal
called it the
families.
Dark Ages.
That's why they
as a
called it the
diss.
Dark Ages.
As a diss.
So, like, when you go into the British royal family, right?
Saxburg, Coburg.
The Saxe-Coburg is a Edomite dynasty. Prior to that, they were Israelites. You understand?
You're going to say that again.
The Saxe-Coburg Gopher family line is an Edomite family.
They Gopher family as well.
Saxe-Coburg Gopher. That's their
Gopher.
That's their full.
G-O-P-H.
No, T-H-A in it. Saxe-Coburg Gopher. That's the name.
Gotha.
Yeah, Gotha.
Where Goth come from. Yeah.
So that family line, they married Queen Victoria.
Yeah.
Queen Victoria was a nigger woman. She was an Israelite woman. Don't worry about what she looked like.
No, I know. 'cause she's
Her
from
father's line goes all the way back to
She
Israelites.
married, was it Henry or Edward or someone?
She
and he's
married
German.
that fucking Edomite, that devil,
That
and that's
German,
how
yeah,
they
I know.
got into the royal
Albert.
family.
Albert.
Right?
And he put a thing through his dick to tie it to his leg because his dick was so long apparently.
Well,
But he was
I
some
don't know.
kind of strange
I don't know
section.
about all
No,
that.
he's into some strange section in it because you get a Prince Albert in the gay culture. That's why they're trying to make us gay by putting Liberace in there in Peckham, in the cinema, and putting it in Bricky. They're trying to corrupt us, man. I'm
Yeah,
telling
but
you.
they're the devil.
Of course
That's
they're
what
the
they're there
devil.
to do.
But how do you kill off black people by getting them to be homo? We can't do that, man. We're not for that.
Well, of course. So, going back to what I was saying about us being Israelites, you were saying about how we're going to come out of this thing. We're going to come out of this thing by the Lord delivering us out. But the beginning of
We
us
were in
coming...
the tribulation anyway, but if you look at every tribulation, the major ones in the Bible, the children of Israel or the true Jews or the true Hebrews or the true people of God like Noah, they enter it, they see the beginning of it, but God pulls them out just before the wicked things really kick off.
Well, this is the
With
thing.
the Nephilim,
But, well, that Nephilim shit is all BS, man.
bullshit.
The word Nephilim means means fallen one. It doesn't actually mean giant. Because it's basically another way of saying apostate.
Apostate, like wickedly religious and political and know what they're doing, but they're wicked.
Yeah, that's basically what you had. Basically, our people back then, but we weren't known as Israelites back then. We was known as the sons of God, and
Amen,
we were basically fell off from the right way, which is the same
we allowed
way.
our women to be infiltrated by the seed of fallen angels.
No, that's all bullshit. Angels don't have seed.
That's true.
Angels don't have seed, man. That's all
Fables,
mythological
fables,
madness from these heathens. That's why you got to stick with what's in the scriptures, man. Angels don't have seed. That's all madness. That people don't understand. We're the fallen angels. When Jude spoke about the fallen angels that left their first estate,
Dark stars, you mean? Yeah?
no, I'm not talking about no wandering stars or dark stars. I'm talking about us, fallen angels. What's an angel? An angel is a messenger of the Most High.
Well, we are
A son of God.
Because we're talking about God all the
But
time.
we fell from our first estate. We left our first estate. What's the first estate? Was up in the spirit realm. And we left the spirit realm and came down here in the flesh. So it ain't talking about Satan and the devil and that's bullshit. People don't understand that.
That's why when people follow him, they get what they look for. When they look for the devil, all they hear is kill up this person, do a satanic ceremony, get into witchcraft.
Oh
Because
yeah, that's
if you
what
look
I
for
said.
the devil's there.
Well, the devil's walking around here.
Yeah, I know, you can see the devil straight away.
So going into Israel, the first thing that we have to do is wake up to who we are.
I know what you mean. Better to know your past and get to your future than know your present and complain about it.
We gotta know that we ain't Negroes. We're not fucking Nubians. We're not Africans.
Because the white man just said it to me, you're Negroes. Negro.
Yeah, we're not Negro. We're not Nubian. We're Israelites. That's who we are.
We are the true chosen people.
And we're the true people of the Most High. Now, then
That's why they killed people, that's why they killed Christ in the end. It was racism, it was nothing.
Well, no, it wasn't racism. The reason why they killed...
I know he died for us.
No, but the reason why they killed the Lord was because his own people... that's what I was trying to tell you. 2/3 of our own people ain't gonna make it. Because they're wicked. 2/3, according to the Bible, Zechariah 13:8, 2/3 of our own people ain't gonna make it because, first of all, they're not gonna wake up.
They're in the clan for a start.
It's not because they're in the clan. It's not because they're in the clan. It's just because they're wicked. And they don't want to follow the order which the Lord have set up, because among our people there's order. We have king. But our people don't want to follow the king. That's why the Lord let the white man and these other nations come in and fuck us up.
Because we don't want a black king, basically.
Because we don't want to do what's right. We don't want to follow the Bible. We want to do our own thing.
Listen, even my conscience told me, even if I don't get beat up or something, yeah? Or I don't get people blanking me and cussing me, my conscience will tell me at night, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, because you're an Israelite. The Israelites have got conscience. These other nations ain't got no conscience.
I'm telling you, I've noticed that, yeah? Less and less white people can cry over shit that happens. They can boo-hoo, they can fake it, but they can't shed tears.
Yeah, well, because they're the devil.
Wept.
Because
Remember,
the
Jesus
devil.
never started bawling going, "Ugh." Jesus wept.
Yeah, because the so-called white man ain't nothing but the devil.
But they got no class, man. They ain't got no class. I'm telling you, they have no class. You give them £700, they end up on coke with a prostitute, even if they've got a woman standing right next to them and she's their wife.
Well,
they could
that's how
abuse
it
an
is.
animal and they will abuse a child or abuse an old person before, and they could abuse an animal.
but this is really what it comes down to, man. When it comes to the so-called white man, Revelations 13,
Yeah, go weak, brother.
right, and 9
Speak
says,
the word, please,
if
shit,
any
nothing.
man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. And here is the patience and the faith of the saints, which the saints are the Israelites, the elect of Israel. So you asked the question earlier, like how we gonna get out of this? It begins with, you see brothers like me out here waking up, teaching our people who they are,
Amen.
right?
What a righteous work that is.
Which is
You hungry?
the main thing. Huh?
Are you hungry?
No, I'm alright, man. I'm cool. I'm just teaching right now.
Is your brother hungry? No, because I'm taking this in, but I do not like to not support my brother. You know how many people will go and buy a white man's books, yeah? And go, yeah, a white Christian man's book, and crave $4, yeah? Even though you're a billionaire, you still need our support.